Hey everyone, it's Wednesday, and instead of telling you about the last movie I just saw, which was Marmaduke, and I don't think you guys want to hear me talk about a foolish, clumsy Great Dane, so instead I will talk about The Red Balloon. It is a French short film from 1956, and it is by filmmaker, I can't pronounce names so I might screw this up, Albert Lamorisse. There's almost no dialogue. There's maybe a handful of times there's short dialogues. A lot of it, what makes it amazing is the music to it. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's about a little boy, maybe 5 or 6, named Pascal, who's actually played by the filmmaker's son, Pascal. I'm really bad explaining things. I just filmed a whole video beforehand, and it sounded awful. I can't explain things to save my life, so I'm just gonna read the wiki page, because that sounds a lot better than me trying to just stutter things out. There's a boy named Pascal who finds a helium-filled red balloon on his way to school. He realizes that the balloon has a mind of its own and a will of its own. It teases him, it's slightly out of reach when he tries grabbing it, and sometimes he just gives up and just lets the balloon follow him. It's cute. It follows him wherever he goes, at times floating outside his bedroom window, as Pascal's mother won't allow it in their apartment. The red balloon follows Pascal through the streets of Paris, and the pair draw inquisitive looks from adults and the envy of other children as they wander the streets. At one point, the balloon enters Pascal's classroom, causing an uproar from the other students. The kids are super envious of his balloon, and they all try swarming in to steal the balloon from him. And I could just imagine when the balloon entered the class. It was so funny. Because the door closed and the balloon couldn't get through the door, and the balloon just went up, popped open a window, and went inside the classroom. And all the kids, I could just imagine all these kids trying to grab the balloon, standing on desks and everything. And the principal got really mad. The noise alerts the principal, who becomes angry with Pascal and locks him up in his office until school is over. And another time, Pascal and his balloon see a little girl who is actually played by the filmmaker's daughter with a blue balloon, and the blue balloon also has a mind of its own, just like the red one. And the red balloon sees the blue balloon. Blue balloon, blah. The red balloon sees the blue balloon, and it kind of starts following it a bit, and then it goes back to the boy, and then the blue balloon sees it and tries to follow the red balloon, and it's cute. In their wanderings around the neighborhood, Pascal and the balloon encounter a gang of bullies who are envious of his balloon, and they soon destroy his new friend. It was tragic. It was one of the most emotional things ever. So they're flinging rocks and slingshotting rocks at this balloon, who, it's helpless and vulnerable, and it can't defend itself. And this boy his slingshot hits the balloon, and all you see for a minute or two is this balloon, and you kind of see it wrinkling up at a corner, and then it's slowly falling to the ground, and it's shrinking ever so slightly as it falls to the ground, and it's on the ground, and it's laying there for a few seconds, and all you see is this boy walk up, slam his foot on the balloon and pop it, and then the balloon's dead. And it was really emotional, even though, strangely, it was really emotional, even though it was a balloon, Balloons are inanimate objects. They get popped all the time. You're surprised that the balloon isn't popped from all its running around Paris, But just the fact that it had a mind and will of its own personified it, and it made your heart reach out to it when it died. So that was brilliant. on the filmmaker's part. I'm not quite sure what the red balloon represents. If anyone has an idea, if you've seen it and you have an idea, then feel free to comment below. I think it's somewhere like hopes and dreams and innocence, childlike innocence, because you see the balloon isn't allowed in places where you have to act mature. The balloon wasn't allowed on the trolley, at school, in the cathedral. And when the balloon dies, all these balloons across Paris, they're flying out of their owner's hands, out of like the balloon man's hands, and they're all swarming and flying to Pascal. And you see balloons flying up through buildings. It was another one of those beautiful moments. They all clump together and the boy is so ecstatic and so happy, and he grabs the balloons and they lift him up and fly him across Paris. Think Up, kind of.